The morning sun was barely peeking over Nova City's skyline when Aunt Zora dragged me out to the community garden. I ain't exactly a morning person, but the moment we rounded that corner, I was wide awake. The perfume of damp earth and blooming flowers hit me like a wave. And then I saw her, Miss Kima, knee-deep in a patch of veggies, with M-Boom by her side playing Everybody Loves the Sunshine by Roy Ayers. I couldn't help but smile. There was something so perfect about that moment. The music, the greenery tucked between concrete buildings, and this woman who seemed so in her element. Aunt Zora introduced her as the neighborhood's M-Boom caretaker, but I could tell right away she was so much more than that. As we approached, M-Boom's screen lit up with a garden map that looked like something out of a high-tech farming manual. Soil moisture, sunlight exposure, pest activity, you name it. That little bot was tracking it from the sensors that littered the garden. Miss Kima's pride was obvious as she showed us around, and I found myself getting caught up in her enthusiasm. For the next hour, I was in a whole new world. Every plant, every data point, every little tech integration, it all had a story. M-Boom wasn't just some silent observer. It was an active part of the garden, chiming in with facts and even changing its music to match our conversations. I never thought I'd see AI with a sense of ambiance, but there you have it. Later, over some homegrown mint tea, and let me tell you, that stuff puts any store-bought tea to shame. Miss Kima really opened up about the tech side of things. I've always been into gadgets, but this was next level. M-Boom wasn't just collecting data, it was processing everything in real time, giving insights that put the city's main system to shame. She showed me the comparisons on a holographic display from her wrist device. Microclimate monitoring, detailed soil analysis, pollinator tracking, smart water management, M-Boom was doing it all. But what really got me was the environmental justice angle. This bot was collecting data on air quality, noise pollution, even traces of industrial chemicals, all at a street level. It was like having a full environmental science lab roaming the neighborhood. The kicker? All that data stays right in the community. No shipping it off to some faceless server farm. The people here control it, decide how to use it. It's like they've got their own mini EPA right in the garden. As the day wound down and I found myself helping with the tomato harvest, my mind was racing. M-Boom represents such a massive shift in how urban data could be handled. It's not just about having the information. It's about who controls it, who interprets it, who acts on it. I looked around the garden and it hit me. This place is the perfect metaphor for what's happening here. Just like these plants are rooted in local soil, the data and decisions are grounded in the community. It's a kind of digital permaculture, where tech and nature intertwine to create something more resilient, more responsive to local needs. But I've got questions too. How does something this hyper-local scale out? Can the insights from Harmony Heights be shared with other neighborhoods or integrated into citywide policies? What happens when M-Boom's data contradicts official reports? And while Miss Kima's expertise is obvious, what about communities that don't have someone like her? Are we just creating a new kind of digital divide? As I bit into a salted, sun-warmed tomato, I thought of all the care and data-driven precision of its cultivation. Then I realized something. M-Boom isn't just a cool piece of tech. It's a tool for community empowerment, a data-driven shovel digging into the rich soil of local knowledge and community. Also, it remains interesting how AI can make you feel closer to the earth.